Do you guys hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Is it breaking now or do you hear it well?
Now, sir, it's good. Yeah. So now your voice is not breaking. Yeah. So you can continue, sir.
Great. All right. So what I was talking about is, many of you or many of you would have already started with the placement, or many of you will be starting with the placements. Yeah. So initially, it would be very tough to pressure. There would be a lot of people, a lot of your friends getting placed every day. You will be in a pressure to, just get on some of the boat and just keep sailing. Going to happen. First of all, you need to be very confident that you will be placed some of the day. Don't get into pressure and just getting into pressure and not actually do well with your interviews and your placement. Yeah. You need to be confident. Keep learning every day so you will get an experience to appear for interviews, written exams. A lot of things will come your way. Keep learning whatever comes. There'll be a lot of every day. There'll be a lot of people going for placements every day. There's people who understand how, how what is expectations they had. Thoroughly go through the job description that comes with the companies that are coming for placement. There will be
Sir, still there is a same like your voice.
maybe let me turn off my video and see if it is better now.
No problem, sir. No problem, sir.
Is it better now?
Yes, sir. It's better. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so whenever there's a company coming to your campus, just try to understand in detail of the job description what they are looking for and what they want the expertise with. Yeah, and just don't go and register for each and every company that is coming to the campus. Yeah, so, before starting for the placement, not just before starting with the placement. When you enter your college or in your second year, you should plan your 5 year goals. Basically, you should have your 5 year goals. You should know that which company you want to be there in next 5 years. Try to create a list or have a small list of companies where you want to see yourself in next 5 years, next 4 years, whatever. Yeah, maybe you get through the placement in through your campus itself. Maybe it's like you cannot get through, you can probably go and work for the company you get
Uh,
and please switch.
so, so still there is a, problem in your voice.
Is it low or is it breaking?
Yes, sir. Your voice is somehow breaking in the between. Like it is clear from sometime and then it's breaking.
Now, is it better now?
Yes, sir. You can speak for a while, then we can see that if it's your voice is breaking or not.
All right. So yeah, so what I was saying is that before you start for placement,
So still same problem is coming. Sorry to interrupt.
I guess then this Google Meet might have some problem. Do you? What do you think? What we can do now?
Yes, so I just come up within 5 minutes. So like we can see what we can do, sir. Like for 5 minutes, just give us the time.
Fine.
Sir, can you speak without using Bluetooth?
I tried that and see.
So still your voice is breaking now. Uh, Let us check what glitch is there. Sorry for the interruption, guys. Like we would like to join uh, within 2 minutes. Yeah. Please wait for a while, guys. Like we would like to continue within few minutes. Actually, sorry for the interruption.
Hey, do you hear me now? Can you hear me now, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. So I was discussing about the placement and how actually you should, focus on first of all selecting your companies. Don't just rush to, appear for all the companies that are coming to the campus for the placements. Just try to understand what role you want to go in, which companies do you think you're fit for, or which companies you have a dream to go, right? So there should be a well study before you actually apply for placements. You should understand which companies you really want to go, because there is a very different process that most of the companies nowadays have. Yeah. So once you have a short list, you know which companies you're going for. There's a good Glassdoor experience you can just go and read before appearing for any of the placements. You will get a sense of how and what they're expecting from you. You can be well prepared, well thorough with the things, and obviously you will need to have a very basic understanding of your subjects and the job description that they're asking for.
Sure, sir. Uh,
Uh, does I answer your question?
yes, sir. Definitely, sir. My next question is, sir, how did you end up as a software engineer at Mahindra Comviva? Like, was it the first one, or did you face any rejection? If you did, then how did you deal with them?
Yeah, so I did face rejections, though I appeared for few of the companies before Comviva, and I didn't even go through the first coding round or whatever the written round used to be there. Yeah, I couldn't get through most of them. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, more than the placement pressure, it's about the pressure of your peers getting placed in some good companies, and you start getting pressure about that. It's more of a peer pressure rather than placements pressure. So you need to first try to handle and make your mind stable about it. That's what I'm saying. You need to be confident. You will be placed one day, that is for sure. Yeah. So just try to keep learning every day. You will have a lot of rejections, that is for sure. Rome was not built in a day, and this is the same thing applies everywhere. You will have to keep on, getting your skills, sharpen your skills, get the excellence of things that you are good at. So this is going to help you try to discuss with people who are appearing for placements about their experience. What did the interviewer ask? What were the questions? It will make you prepare for your further companies that will be coming to campus. Yeah. And nowadays we are living in a world where knowledge is we can get knowledge free of cost, right? We have so many online education places where you can go and get the education. YouTube is one of the best free source of education. Yeah, there are enormous videos about anything that you want to learn. Yeah, so keep on learning. Just don't wait for the last day, because this is not your cat exams which you can just prepare on the last day and get through. Yeah, the companies coming there are not looking for your theoretical skills. They are actually looking for your practical skills. More than that, they are looking how do you communicate. So, you ideally need to have a 360-degree development for yourself, right? You need to be very thorough with speaking, communication. You need to understand how business run. You should have the knowledge about what the expertise they are expecting you to have. Yeah, this is not built in a day, so you will have to keep on working every day.
Sure, sir. So for my next question is like, what was your experience working at Mahindra Comviva?
Okay, so for me, it was a very, very fabulous, fantastic experience working with Comviva. Because when you just come out of your college, you ideally have knowledge or experience about nothing. You're just like a fresh, uh, you're a fresh person who doesn't have knowledge about a lot of corporate things. Yeah. So, but the most important thing is that college, your 4 years of your college is like the foundation. Yeah. So the solid the foundation is, your confidence, and all those things are definitely going to help you with your corporate life. Yeah. So for me, initially it was tough to understand how business work. What do we need to do? What is the purpose of we building some solution, some product? What is the purpose? If you try to understand all those things, it will give you a bigger picture, and it will give you a sense of what actually you are doing and how it is impacting a lot of people around the world. Yeah, because a lot of companies, tech, non-tech, whatever you work for, whatever you're working for is actually going to impact a lot of people. Yeah, so try to get a bigger sense of
what is it about. And again, I'll come back to the point I already said. College is your foundation. So whenever there's a building getting constructed, right? So there is a foundation. We dig deep inside the earth to get the foundation of a building. The solid the foundation is, the bigger the building can be. Same things applies for us as well. Yeah, it's your college days which is like making you uh, lay your foundation. Yeah, so more the foundations are strong, your basics about concepts about whatever you work for, whatever you want to work for, whatever is your expertise, you need to be very thorough with knowledge. So I'm telling, no company will come and ask you for any theoretical questions. Yeah, they want you to be very practical, have a very good sense of understanding problems, understanding things, and this is going to help you. That is the only thing that is going to help you, and not just for your placements, it's for your career. If you get understand how business run, if you understand a small thing about any business, how are they making money, what is the thing that is impacting, or how we can improve, that is going to change for you. For me, yeah. So I was talking about my Comviva journey. Yeah. So I was really, uh, I was really had a wonderful opportunity working with Comviva. Uh, just after a year, I got an opportunity to work with a client on site. I traveled abroad for some of the projects, and it started giving me a lot of confidence about a lot of sense of the business that is happening. So I was after a year or so, I was traveling to Romania for a technical workshop where I was actually the coach of my product, and I wanted to go and have the discussions about the architecture of the product with lot of super techie guys. Yeah, initially I was bit worried. I'll not say worried, but I was, not very confident. Yeah, because I had a very small knowledge about product technology. Yeah, but the most important thing is what I felt was communication. If you have a very wonderful communication, you can ideally impress a lot of people there. And I was there for 6 7 days, and that was a turning point for my career. I became more confident. I got a very good knowledge about a lot of things, and eventually, in my Comviva journey, I traveled around 17 or 18 different countries for around 20 25 international trips I had. This is what I've learned. So this comes with experience, that life, you just have to keep on learning every day. Every day is a new learning. Just take it with you, go ahead. You will definitely going to get new opportunities, and you are going to become more solid personality over time. Yeah.
Sure, we'll definitely do it. So my next question is like, what made you shift to the Morgan Stanley as you are the lead engineer of Mahindra Comviva? That what motivates you to become as a
Hello.
uh, Swapnil? Can you please
हाँ
unmute your
bro. Hello.
hello, yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. So my next question is like, what made you shift to Morgan Stanley as you are the lead engineer of Mahindra Comviva, that, and you have shifted to as a manager of Morgan Stanley?
Yeah, so that's what I said. Learning is every day. You need to learn every day something new, something that you haven't learned before. Yeah. So, what happens generally is that when you work for a company for a 2 year, 2 3 years of a span, you started to feel that, things become monotonous. Yeah. You will keep on doing the same thing, and you might feel that there's not much learning happening. Yeah, so you need to this is like a wake up call for everyone if you want to excel in your career. Yeah, when you feel that there is no much learning happening, you need to go and switch. Or it could be a lot of other reasons. For me, it was learning. Yeah, I just felt that my learning has become a bit more stagnant. The amount of learning that I had earlier is not the same. So I decided to move on, and I was very focused on the companies that I was looking for. Yeah, I had a list of companies which I was applying for. Only that particular list I was targeting, and if I couldn't get through, I would not have joined any other company. Yeah, so that's what I said. You should also have that kind of thing with you, that where do you see yourself in maybe next 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, and you should just keep on targeting for those things. Keep learning what expertise you require to land up in your dream job.
So I just want to ask that do you have any prior management skills before joining to Morgan Stanley, like in your
Yeah,
resume?
so it's your life, right? You're managing your life. Every day there's a new challenge. Every day you're working for some or the other piece of thing. So you get it, you get it over time. Yeah. So even with my college life, I started to do a lot of managerial roles in my college. I was a student organizer for Rivera 2015. Going ahead with my office, I started to lead a project. It gives you a lot of exposure of how you should manage things. How should you can get better at it. So it comes with time. Yeah, it comes with your experience. It's just that you should have a you know uh, 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 you should have that in you to keep on learning every day. So that is the most important thing. If you have that zeal of learning, you will definitely reach or definitely do what you think you should be doing after 5 years. Just keep on learning every day.
Sure, sir. So my next question is that lastly, after joining the companies, like how do you manage the corporate workload? Like do you have any key points for the our audience?
Yeah, very simple. uh, it's, I guess, the easiest question to answer. Whenever you just leave your office, don't come and open your PC or your system or your laptop at your home. You will be happy living a peaceful life with everything managed. Yeah. So I'll give you some depth, some deep thoughts about all these things. So when so how do you think how do you think that we or people from IITs or people from some other universities are getting differentiated? What do you think could be the main reason, or could be one of the reasons?
Sorry, sir, your voice is breaking at like between when you're asking the question.
Okay.
Can you repeat?
Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, what do you think could be the one of the reasons which differentiates VIT, people from VIT or from IIT or from any other university? What do you think could be one of the most important reasons that differentiates people? Can do you have anything, like, can you tell me?
So the main reason for VIT is private institutions and also the infrastructures and the placement sessions and like other
No. So my question is, no. You, I guess you did not get my question. My question is, uh, there are people from IITs, there are people from VITs, there are people from other universities. What do you think could be one of the most important reason which differentiates everyone?
uh, it,
Anything, any guess?
um, so some of you
Uh,
can you just unmute your mic
yes.
and say what's the difference. Yeah,
to be
Ashwin
to
has
be social
Ashwinar is saying the reputation of the college, and Vaibhav Pati is saying the brand name like IIT or research paper.
All right. I'll say uh, everything matters, but the most important thing that matters is your discipline. Nothing else comes first. Yeah, the most important thing is the discipline. If you have the discipline to learn something, if if you have a thought to learn something new, and if you have, let's suppose you're working on a project or a research paper or anything, right? And you have you have that goal set for you that you need to finish it up. That is the most important thing that differentiate people. Yeah, it's not the brand, it's not the handling pressure and all those things. It obviously matters. Important thing is discipline. Yeah, so that's the reason why people from IITs are well better placed people from VIT. It's not like that people from VIT are not representing with the level that those people are doing, but this is the one of the things. If you start to become disciplined in your life, try to. I'm not by discipline. I don't mean that you have to do anything else apart from work. You need to obviously go watch Netflix, chill, play, whatever you want to do. But if you have certain goals, just try to complete those goals, which will make you a solid personality. This will make you disciplined in your life. So this is what even applies in your corporate life. Yeah, if you're disciplined with something, you know that if you can finish your project, just stick with it. If you have, because this comes over time, you cannot be disciplined in a day. Yeah, you need to keep on doing it for years, then you will that thing that even I have to exert and finish my work. It's 11, it's 12 in the night, it's 1 a.m. in the night. If you have that practice of handling all such things, you handling corporate pressure would be very very easy, because it's 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 not like that every day there's a lot of work in office. There could be a piece of work which is a very critical for delivery. Maybe you have to extend your working hours. You have to do some uh, work for one of the weekends. It's fine, but then it will make your 365 days much easier and much happier, and you are in the goals, the important thing. Yeah. So this is how you should actually practice it from your college days itself, that try to be disciplined with your goals. Try to you know fix your goals and then keep working with it. Obviously there needs to be a lot of fun, there needs to be a lot of other things that you do in your life, but have it in different tracks. Fun is a different part of your life and work is a different part of your life. You need to segregate those two. And when I come back from office, I don't even open any office work at my home. Usually no one even calls me after my office hours. Sometimes, very rarely, that there is some issue on in some part of the world where people from US calling me in odd hours, or people from London calling me in odd hours, but it happens very rarely. It doesn't happen every day. And it's you that if you know how to finish your things in time, and sometimes when there is pressure, how to handle it, how to set some extra hours and finish that work, it will give you even confidence on yourself. Company will see you as a person who can be given the responsibilities, more responsibilities. The number of responsibilities, if it increases for you, then you start getting promoted for that roles. Yeah. So everything comes with that. So discipline is one of the most important thing that you need to take care.
Sure, sir. So that was a great answer, and we have learned that consistency is the most important key for achieving any organizational objectives. So yeah, so now we have opened up
Yeah.
the forum of questions so that students can unmute and ask your question to our speaker. Yeah, so you can just so anyone of in the audience and unmute and ask your question. So
You
has
can even talk about how did you like the session? Was there anything else? What did you expect? What did you like? What did not like about the session? Would be great for me to understand what you people liked and what is the thing that we missed maybe in the session.
so anyone can come up and like wanted to just give the feedback about the session. Okay, so there is a question from a Rohan Singh. Rohan Singh, you can unmute your mic and ask to our speaker.
Good evening, sir. My name is Rohan Singh, and my question is how to get and crack offline interviews in a big MNCs, mostly product-based companies.
So nothing changes if it is an offline or online process. Yeah, it's just that you're physically present at the place or you're not physically present. Apart from that, the placement process remains the same. Yeah, you so whenever you are applying for a company, the most important thing is not actually you don't need to think about offline online thing. You just need to make sure that whatever company you're applying for, you can just go and view Glassdoor experience of a lot of people who have posted about those companies. Yeah. So it will give you a sense of how does a process look like for a particular MNC. It's similar to most of the companies, but there could be a different in process uh, of what it is, and you can keep learning, keep preparing yourself according to that. So if let's suppose you are a CS or IT student, you need to be very thorough with data structures if you're applying for companies like Amazon, Morgan Stanley, Google, Facebook. Facebook is not there. LinkedIn. Yeah, you need to be very thorough with data structures. Yeah, this is like the basic thing. So every company has a certain thing that they look during the interview, and you can get the sense of it through some of the experience that people have posted on Glassdoor. You can just go and review that, and yeah, keep preparing, and nothing changes offline online. So we are actually conducting online interviews now for Morgan Stanley, and nothing has changed. It's just that we take it on Zoom rather than a person physically available in the office. That's the only change between offline and online thing.
Thank you, sir.
So any more questions, you can type in the chat box and then you can ask from our guest speaker.
So how's it college life going on now? Do you people are having it online? How's the placements going on? Is it all through Zoom calls? How's it going on?
Yes, students are like we are like suffering from the online classes because it's so much hectic schedule we are getting from it. Like
Yeah.
physical is good, but like when it's come to online, like it's quite boring and like we not able to like wanted to just like watch and just like listen the lectures.
Yeah, right. And offline, you can even do bunk your class. You can do proxies and all. You'll not be able to do it online. Yeah.
So
Hello.
there is a question from Pushan Prakash. Pushan Prakash, you can unmute yourself and ask from sir.
So, how to get into Morgan Stanley as a fresher from VIT University MTech integrated course, software engineering?
Okay. All right. So, the most important thing is that prepare yourself with uh, with the subjects that are required, like data structures, database, if you are good at Java or OOPS concepts, yeah, get a very, so what happens, how can you distinguish between you and other people applying for a job is if you have some practical knowledge about something, yeah. If you can try to learn some technology, try to build some application, something for yourself, you will get a more sense of, why, how it is happening. And whenever you study or prepare for something, uh, try to get a deep knowledge about that piece of thing that you're learning. Yeah, it's just don't, if you are good at database, let's suppose, yeah, you should understand how databases works internally. How does B tree, R tree works internally in a database? How the data is getting stored? What is the purpose of different databases now? There are a lot of databases. Yeah, so there are a lot of things. If you are expertise with Java, try to understand what all things are there in Java 8, what is the collection classes, what in detail try to understand and get the sense of how things are working internally. It will give you advantage over others because when we are implementing any solution, if we have a knowledge about all those things, we are able to solve very complex problems in very easy way. Yeah, and if you have a knowledge about all those things, you will be obviously preferred over other students. So just
Like
keep on
so,
learning all those things.
the MTech integrated courses are not allowed for this specific companies. Like there any restriction for Morgan Stanley, sir?
No. So all the restrictions that come into place are mostly not by companies, it's by your placement committee. So in case you don't get through your PAT office, probably you can try it after a year or once you are already working with some of the companies, you can definitely come and apply for Morgan Stanley and you can be a part of the process. So it's nothing like that. Companies see what you're, if you're a B Tech or a M Tech or with something, it's nothing like that. Just have those competencies with you and you can definitely crack the interview.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So I hope Kushan Prakash have got your answer. So next question is from Rohit Rana. He's like unable to unmute, so I am speaking on behalf. So how important is LinkedIn for the college students?
LinkedIn.
Yeah, so how important it is for a college students, like how they can just uh, build a strong resume in their LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, so LinkedIn ideally it's like Facebook. Yeah, there's not much importance there. It's just that, first of all, if for someone who is taking your interview or if you have already appeared for uh, so ideally it doesn't make much difference initially because you haven't worked anywhere else apart from you're just starting fresh. Yeah, but it keeps on adding, if person you already met in an interview, he wants to understand what is your experience, where all you have worked. It gives a sense for the person to understand. It's same like Facebook, right? You can just make your account, keep it ready, keep on updating things, and that's it. Like even you get an opportunity to understand the jobs available through LinkedIn. Yeah, so there's no harm creating a LinkedIn profile and keeping it ready.
So I hope Rohit can get your answer. So the next question is from Vaibhav Pati. You can unmute yourself and ask your question to sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. My question is, can we get into any MBA without job experience, like direct after BTech? Is it possible?
Yeah, yes, you can do it. Very sure you can do it. depending on which colleges or which schools you are looking for. In India, it's pretty much possible. If you apply to some good IIMs, it would be a bit tough. Yeah, they prefer to have people with some a little bit of work experience for a year or so. But if you apply abroad for your MBA, then you can definitely not get through. If you apply to US or Europe or even in Asia, they expect a person to have at least 3 to 4 years of work ex before applying for a MBA abroad. You can do it in India, but in IIMs there's a certain preference given to people who have a bit experience around it, a year or so. But yeah, you have an option to directly jump into a MBA after your college.
If one more question, so if like some student thinks like he wants to do MBA in US, and is so much passionate, so he first does MSc on US, and there only he does the job, and then he goes for MBA. Is it like a foolish act, or should he just start doing job in India, wait for 3 to 4 years, and then go to do MBA for US?
Yeah, definitely. Like it depends on the person. I don't understand, first of all, why the person wants to go and do the MS if he's really interested in doing the MBA. Yeah, you can definitely start working in India, maybe try to get an exposure. You can probably get an opportunity to work abroad if you have really good desire to go and work abroad. You can definitely try for that. Yeah, but if you want to do an MBA in US, you definitely need to build your profile, you need to build your personality, you need to have a good work ethic, and then only you can go through MBA abroad.
Thanks.
So the next question is from Swapnil. You can unmute your mic and ask the question from you.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, sir, am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So my question was like, yeah, if we get placed into a company, and if our future plan is to do masters, maybe from US or somewhere else, so how much year experience should we take in a particular company, and how much year working in a company will be worth it, if we are planning for a masters?
So ideally, there's no certain guideline for that. Yeah, ideally you can directly go start your MS just after your college, but it depends on you, right? If you have a good amount of exposure, a year or two, you will have a better sense of making a decision of where should you do your masters from, which specialization you should go and opt for. Yeah, it might give you some financial freedom as well, working for few years and you know getting uh, going for MS after few years. So yeah, so there's no guidelines around that, but it's a good thing if you can work for a few years, get the you will get a sense of what exactly you are doing, and do you really think you are interested in doing it. So ideally, even after masters, you will be doing the similar things. Yeah, so it will give you a sense of understanding whether do you really like the work that you're doing or not.
Yes, I got it. Thank you so much, sir.
So any more questions? Oh yeah. So one question is from my side, sir. So which is the
Mhm.
most important thing for a college student? Internship or making projects?
Ideally, it's similar. Yeah, it's just that in internships also you will go and learn and try to build a project. Yeah, but it will give you a more sense of a corporate life because you'll be working with a company, going and building some project, and there will be some, working for your own project. Maybe you don't have any deadlines, maybe you don't have any goals, maybe you can start doing and you can, leave it in between. But if you go for an internship, you are definitely going to get the end result. But ideally, you can achieve it through your projects as well. Yeah, working with your project, just be disciplined in whatever you plan to do. So no, it doesn't make much difference for internship and for a project, but obviously internship will give you a bit more sense about the corporate life and few other things as well.
That was a great answer, sir. Thank you, sir. So, any more questions? Anybody wants to like put up a question? Yeah. So there is a question from Suleiman Salim. So you can just unmute your mic and you can ask your question to sir. Okay. So placement, then higher studies or higher studies directly.
Come again?
His question is like, is the placement then higher studies or higher studies directly? Like after the completion of bachelor's degree, should we have to go for a placement or like study or like do a higher study?
That's what I said, right? The last question was also similar. So, what I think is a good option is that you should actually try to get a placement, try to work for a year or so, try to understand what are your expertise, what do you think you are good at, then probably try to look for which universities you want to apply, which schools you want to go, which subjects or which specialization you want to go and do. Yeah, and it will give you more sense about it. Maybe you are planning to do your masters in technology or whatever, but maybe you can working for a company you feel that this is not something I'm looking for. Yeah, it will give you more sense of uh, things around that. Yes, it's always recommended to work for few years and then probably apply for a master's.
Well, I hope Suleiman gets his answer. So, any more questions? So, okay, we just open up the forum for the feedback. So, anyone can just unmute your mic and give the feedback that what they have learned from this session. They can feel free to ask and give suggestions we about like what knowledge they have gained from this session. So, we will be nice hearing from. So, anyone can just.
So do we have just the guys on the call or there are girls as well on the call? I did not hear any question from them.
So, any of the just come up and ask the question. I hope there is no one.
You can just come up and tell how was the session. Did you find it? Uh, did you find it interesting? Did you find it? Did you got some knowledge around it? Was it helpful? Such thing. Maybe it will help uh, us understand if was it helpful or not. Did you got what you were looking for? Is there a possible way which your organizing committee can change or for you people to get a more sense around it, in future? So it's always good to have the feedback.
So okay, guys, you can, if you don't want to speak, so you can give your feedback at this link. So anyone wants to ask a question, or like we end the session here? So anyone is left? Okay. So we have come to an end. So wow, that was an amazing session, sir. I would like to thank our guest speaker, Mr. Arpit Samdani. We are grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experience with us. So I hope our audience can take some valuable things from these sessions and be prepared to achieve their future endeavors. I thank to all the our audience who have attended this session. So if you want to know our Skillship Vellore and wanted to join our future events, you can follow our Instagram handles. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you for attending and thank you for inviting me. It was really wonderful and thank you guys.
We are grateful, sir. Thank you, sir.